Hello, this is going to be a meditation on body, breath, thoughts and feelings. This goes with week 3 of the Mindful-Based Living course. The topic of this week's session being gathering the scattered mind and recognizing thoughts and feelings and needs. For week 3, if you're going to do this meditation in your home practice, be sure to do it at a time when you're feeling strong, when you're feeling resilient, and when you are feeling the joys of life. At this point in the course, we're taking in the good. We're embodying and immersing ourselves into gratitude, into recognizing all the wonders of life. And there's always going to be difficulty. There's always going to be the negativity bias. There's always going to be the inner critic. They're always there. But for this week, we still want to keep the focus on taking in the good and on finding ways to make a second path. So this is all the trouble and the difficulty and the negativity bias and the judgment. And this new path that we are walking, and every time we walk it, we make that path more obvious. We're building new networks in the brain, building positivity, gratitude, and taking in the good. So this week, if you want to do this meditation, feel free. But aim to do it at a time when it's easier for you to be focusing on the good and how it feels in the body to be good, to be uplifted, how it feels in the body when you are experiencing gratitude and any thoughts or any emotions that come up with that. And if you do recognize difficulty in your meditation, acknowledge it, yeah? Don't go trying to push it away or fight against it, because that's not really what mindfulness is about. But just bring acceptance to it and then say, okay, for today, I know the difficulty's there. Let it go in its own way and bring your focus back to the body. And then just make this a body scan. And if your mind is going into thoughts and feelings and it's about gratitude or about pleasant experiences, then maybe allow your attention to just linger there a little bit longer and explore how it feels. So in today's session, we already talked about posture and how posture relates to our intentions and to our experience in the mind and in the body as we meditate. So for this, feel free to choose any posture you want, anything that makes you comfortable. And then we're going to begin. So, taking up your posture and using this adjustment as a way of dropping from thinking mind into being mind and into embodied awareness. So, awareness of the posture as an embodied experience in itself, with its own unique sensations in the body. So how does the body know the posture that it's in? And perhaps also recognizing any energy that goes with this posture, dignity or slouchiness, awareness or sleepiness, over eagerness, aspiring and reaching, anxiety, relaxation. And what is alive in you right now? Tuning into what is already here. Bringing awareness to what the body is already aware of, and sensing the presence of any thoughts, any emotions that are coming with you into this meditation. And being the observer here. You're not these thoughts, and you're not these emotions. And for this meditation, your awareness, you're not even the body that you're observing. You're like you're watching clouds passing in the sky, or like you're sitting watching a river flowing by, or maybe imagining yourself in a cinema and you're watching a movie or a film on the screen. So dropping into embodied awareness as an observer with kindness. What does it feel like? What would it be like to bring kindness to what you're observing? And so recognizing whatever is here right now and just allowing it to be. Whatever thoughts are here, let them do their thinking. Whatever emotions are here, that's exactly as things are right now. But let's choose to drop our attention now into the body, into a body scan. Noticing that shift from awareness of thoughts and feelings into just the physical sensations of embodied awareness. And beginning with all the sensations on the surface of the body, through the skin, the muscles, and the bones. So sensations of contact and touch. Sensing the weight of the body in contact with the surface. Connected to the grounded qualities of the earth. And sensing the aliveness of all these different points of contact. How do they feel on the skin? And in the muscles? And in the bones? Sensing where your clothes are touching your skin. Any places of tightness or restriction. Any places of lightness or maybe even tickling. Maybe the movement of clothing on skin with the movement of the breathing. as the body breathes all by itself. And how wonderful, all these different sensations around the body, all the sensitive places on the surface of your body. Sensing the temperature of the air, maybe warm, maybe cold. Maybe currents of air on the skin. How amazing are those feelings? And if you're aware of the mind wandering, well done for noticing. Well done for this new moment of awareness. But what would it be like right now just to label this as thinking? And then drop back down into the body scan. And this is the practice. Recognizing thinking as a moment of awareness that the mind has wandered. And then bringing your mindfulness practice, returning your attention back to the body scan. And becoming into awareness of all the places the body is in contact with itself. The skin of the inner arms might sense the sides of your body. The hands might be touching the thighs or the stomach, or maybe even touching each other. Sensing all the qualities of those touch sensations. And what about the contact between all those little toes? How curious is that? And are your lips touching? And what about your eyelids? So what is alive in this moment, in this body, connected? All the senses aware and the body knowing, and the mindful awareness dropping into what the body already knows and what is already here. So what about inside the body? Anything going on in the digestive system? Maybe hungry, maybe satisfied after eating. Isn't it wonderful how the digestion breaks down the food and nourishes the body, feeding all the cells with what they need? Maybe there's sensations in the gut or the bladder. And how amazing that the body tells you exactly what you need to know, whether you're comfortable, whether you need a comfort break. So listening to the body and all its little messages about your well-being. And holding any discomfort in kindness, being your own friend, and perhaps exploring how those sensations feel, recognizing they're there, and bringing a kind of light curiosity, learning more, or perhaps using an anchor to find a safe haven, to get grounded. Perhaps making any necessary adjustments. And what would it be like to bring kindness to your practice? And what can you feel in the groin? What's your body telling you there? When you bring attention into the chest, what's going on with your heartbeat? And what about the movements of breathing? How do they feel in the belly? And how do they feel in the nose and lips? Following the rise and the fall of the breath, breathing all by itself. What's it like to be the observer? As if floating on the rise and the fall of waves, with the sensations of each in-breath and each out-breath. Not changing anything, just tuning into what's already here in the breath. And holding the body and breath in awareness, what can you hear? Are there any sounds in the room you're in? Maybe even the sounds of your own body? Any gurglings? And how do they sound? Just tuning into the qualities of these sounds, as if you've never heard them before. Are they funny? Are they interesting? And what about the sounds of your own breathing? Can you hear your heartbeat? And maybe you're in silence. So what's it like to listen to silence? Maybe you hear your computer fan, or a fly, or a cat, or a dog if you have one in the room, or even a mosquito buzzing around somewhere. Maybe you hear other people in the house, or even sounds from outside. So tuning into just how do those sounds sound? What is the soundness of the sound? The volume or the pitch? The tone? The duration? Are the sounds deep or high? Is there any rhythm? Or do they arise and fade? Maybe you can even hear the ringing in your own ears. So observing sounds, see there's that sound. Just observing it is an event rising and fading in its own way, being a sound all by itself, and you as the observer. And if you find yourself thinking about the sounds, oh, there's a car passing, well done for noticing that mind at work. And then drop back into just sensing the sounds as sounds. As if you've never heard them before. As if you're really curious to know every nuance of that sound. Rising and fading in its own way. And now, if there are any thoughts here as the mind wanders, just observe these thoughts too. Just the way you're observing the sounds. Different sounds, different qualities, different thoughts, arising and fading in the mind all by themselves. And if you like, just observing, oh, here's thinking. And then dropping back into awareness of the body. Are you remembering to keep scanning your body? Isn't it amazing? It's still there. It didn't wander off when you forgot to keep paying attention. It's still aware of everything going on. And the breath, thank goodness, it's still breathing, even though you forgot to keep watching the breath. And the sounds, they're still here, doing their own thing. And any thinking, it's enough just to be aware that the mind is also thinking all the time, doing its own thing, and that you can just observe it for a while, as if you're peeking in through the window. Oh, what's going on in that busy mind right now? Maybe you might find some planning, or worry, or drifting in memories, or stories. Well, trying not to get all identified with those. Just peeking in the window as a curious and kindly observer, as if you're watching an ant colony at work or a lavender bush alive with 1,000 buzzing bees. And when you see what's going on in the mind, just say, there's some thinking. That looks like planning. The mind seems to be busy in a little story. And then you, as the observer, you just drop back into the body and into the breath and into the sounds, and let your mind carry on thinking all by itself. And open up to whatever arises next, and you won't need to work hard at this. Soon you'll be aware of more thinking, and you can take another peek. So I'm going to give you about a minute now to practice this in silence. Awareness of body, breath, sounds and thoughts. And any feelings, you notice them, just give them a label too. Here's comfort or anger or frustration. And then drop back into your embodied awareness and the breath and the sounds. Just doing this over and over and over. Isn't it interesting when you're sitting as the observer, all the nuances of all the different experiences, curiosity of sound and sensation, all those amazing thoughts doing their own thing, and you having this awareness, this bigger picture, looking down on or looking into or feeling into all that's alive in the body and the mind and the emotions, and being able to choose where you put your focus and choose when to let it go. So finishing the practice by coming back to the grounded, embodied awareness. The body is still in contact with the surface, the chair, but maybe the sensations are different now. Contact with the air. The body's still breathing. And the body's still connected and interactive and aware. And holding this embodied awareness gently and kindly as you go into the rest of your day.